Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Another quick look here again at Solana, double checking a couple of key factors. Got some good news for you too, folks. Bitcoin dominance is pulling back, which is a very good sign for altcoins, considering Bitcoin's kind of going sideways. So Bitcoin consolidating, altcoins increasing in value. It's a result of Bitcoin dominance pulling back and the price of Bitcoin remaining the same. Those are all good things. Generally speaking, we could see some light at the end of the tunnel here. Granted, this is a weekend. It's not like the most impressive behavior, but weekends have been proving to be, decent in the profit category versus weekdays lately, just based on all the shenanigans we have in the market. So just some things to kind of think about. Bitcoin pulling back, consolidating right now, no longer pulling back. We're seeing a very similar scenario here for Solana. So what does that mean with liquidation? Well, we got a little area liquidation at 146, upwards of 150. We talked about that previously, that 148 to 150 range was a support. We can presume it's going to be a resistance until we break through. What we're hoping for is a bullish backtest of that 148/150 range if we can get through this little resistance range at about 0.382. So let's discuss the daily time frame, work our way down, because I think it's important to recognize that this is not all sunshine and rainbows. Because we do look at the daily time frame, we can recognize that we are barely holding above the 100-day SMA, which was a nice little constellation, like I mentioned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candle wicks to try to break that level, and it hasn't yet. Okay, so that's a positive sign, but it's not phenomenal by any stretch. We got both moving averages kind of hanging out above us, the 20 and the 50. Those are the important ones. And again, at this point, we're under 50 in the RSI. Really, no reason to get celebratory at this point. Most altcoins are exuding similar behaviors, right? So if you are going to consider a trade, just generally speaking, keep it tight and get in and get out when you can. 4-hour time frame. We look at all the moving averages. We can see we're in pretty decent shape here. Being over the 20, but by no means are we great. We're still below a lot of the other ones here, because again, being below the 50, 100, 200, those are generally bearish signs, and we're still stuck under 50 in the RSI. So while it looks pretty nice here and attractive to take a trade, we might be at the end of this uptrend here, and we might see a pullback before the next leg up. The key takeaway here is that we are over this descending trend, so if you can kind of see the descending trend line, we can recognize that we're establishing higher highs and higher lows. Okay, we haven't had that in a little while, so it's a very nice thing, of course, but it would make sense for the price action to pull back just based on the simple fact that we've been uptrending for 24 hours straight almost. Okay? And again, with this X on the chart, when I drew that out previously, that was for the cloud to kind of a confirming factor that in order to take a long position comfortably, we wanted to be over 142 or higher. And we've since done that. Okay, so again, if you're going to take a long position, I would say closer to 141, 142 would be appropriate and or ideal. But beggars can't be choosers, right? So at this point, if you want to try to get now, maybe average down, you could. Just keep in mind, we very well could see a slight pullback here, just based on the simple fact that we're hitting that resistance level on a few other time frames. But if we do look at the hourly, just generally as a whole, it's looking pretty positive. But again, a bit on the overextended side, you can see we've come up to a 6 and a 9 previously. So it really just implies that we've seen too much continuation without correction. So again, keep in mind, trading is supposed to look nice up and down pattern like this. If we don't have any pullback, the likelihood of it continuing higher is lower. So I would think that we're probably likely to pull back to the most recent low here at about 142, use that as a support, pivot, and continue higher. That would be the bullish backtest we're looking for. So we've already kind of had a one, but we're looking for the second one here so we don't get in at the top. Okay. All right, folks, that's kind of where we're at there. Hopefully that made sense. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you learned something. Comment below, like, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. We'll see you next one. Take care.